Most people are stuck using AI at level 1 and they don't even know it. But here's what level 3 actually looks like. Hey Claude, what I'm trying to do right now is I'm demoing a video idea, which was Gemini versus ChatGPT versus Claude. Which AI agent is the best to use right now if you're trying to become more productive? We're doing a comparison over 3 different challenges. It's going to range from easy, medium, and hard. I need to create a calendar update for tonight at 5 p.m. as well to set up a meeting with Peter. And lastly, go ahead and check my email inboxes to see if I have a new message. At the very end, I want you to put all this inside of my Notion, create a page, and let's wrap up this conversation. Challenge 1 is done. It created the calendar event. Challenge 2 is it made an email inbox. And challenge 3 is it created a Notion wrap up as well. And you can see right here, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. It created it. I'm going to pull up my Notion as well. Look, this is the video idea right here that we talked about earlier. Gemini versus ChatGPT versus Claude, which AI agent gets more done. And you can see it added in the whole entire video overview. Pretty good, right? This is level 3. This is what it's truly capable of doing. I know that sounds like a strong claim, but I've been using AI for over 3 years now across content creation, client systems, and my own channel. And the pattern that I keep seeing it is the same. The people who don't know how to use AI don't know how to ask the right questions. They're speaking to AI wrong way. So here's what I want to show you today. 3 levels that most people are stuck at. And a lot of you are probably at level 1 and don't even know it yet. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly where you are right now and what it actually takes to get to the next level. So here's level 1, which is input quality. This is where 90% of people are typically stuck. And so tip number 1 is speak to your AI. Don't type at it. So here's the reason why you want to speak rather than type. Voice input, it changes the quality of your prompts because you think differently out loud. Whenever you're speaking, you create a context-rich conversation. Whenever you're speaking, it forces you to elaborate and expand on your ideas. So I realized this when I was watching a YouTuber use AI. And I found that he was speaking to his AI rather than just typing like I usually did. And so I decided that, you know what? Let me try speaking to it instead of just typing. What it ended up doing was it improved my thinking process, it improved my output, and most of all, I was giving it more context than I needed to, which improves the overall output of your AI. So speak to your AI, don't type at it. The raw thought is the best input that you have. So tip number 2 is to use AI to help find your goal. Whenever I'm scrolling through things, I'm looking at content, I'm trying to generate some ideas. And so the first thing, I'm really excited to create these ideas, but I found that most times I don't know the exact steps that I'm going to take whenever I'm creating these videos. So I know the general direction and the end goal that I want to do. So what I'll do is I'll start talking to it like, okay, here is what I'm trying to get to. And I want you to help me go from destination X all the way to destination Y. Basically, I'm using AI as a Google Maps, if you will. It shows me the direction and all I have to do is tell it the destination. By doing this, have it help me organize the hardest part of the entire video, which is just planning things to the detail. So don't wait until you know what you want. Use AI to help you find out what directions you need to go. Tip number 3, AI doesn't know who your audience is unless you tell it. So AI is trained on the average person and not your specific audience. By default, it writes for everyone, which means it connects with no one. Right here in this situation isn't necessarily better prompting, but it's telling your AI exactly who you're writing for. Early on when ChatGPT had just came out and I was trying to create a script, it felt like the result I got was that it was a little bit out of touch and it was outdated as well. It didn't have experience with my audience and the actual pain points that my audience felt. And so once I figured this out, I started giving it the audience that I was targeting, and I would personally describe the pain points that they were feeling as well. Tip number 4, don't accept the first answer. The gold is the cracks. So what ends up happening is that most people, they take the first answer and they leave. But the real value, it compounds the deeper that you go. Your first response, it's the surface. And the second and third is where the insights usually live at. One of the things that I was taught by one of my mentors was that he had always told me, all right, Andy, whenever you go edit your video, wait until the very next day to review your video. When I did that, I had a lot more clarity. Accidentally applied this to AI in a conversation. And when I came back, I started asking him more questions. I'm like, hey, what about this angle? What about that? And it caused me to go deeper into the conversation. And we had a great conversation about things that I never would have had. So these are the 4 things that will immediately upgrade how you talk to AI. But here's the thing. Better inputs still means you're the one doing all the thinking. You're still the operator. AI is still just responding. And at some point, that ceiling becomes a constraint, because the real question now isn't how do you talk to AI better? It's how do you build with it? And that's level 2. So level 2 is system design. This is where the serious users, they operate. And tip number 5 is plan first, then execute. So you don't want to ask AI to build while you're still thinking. You use it to think with you first, you map the problem, then you stress test the plan. After that, you finally execute. Jumping straight into execution on complex builds means that you're going to reverse course. The planning conversation is the work. So as long as you plan ahead of time, you'll be very set after the fact. So there was one time when I first started building with Claude Cowork. Whenever I ran my task, I just tell it, okay, I want to do this. I want to do that. And what I ended up finding was that Claude was burning a lot of tokens, and it was burning a lot of attempts on trying to figure things out. At the next attempt, I tried just thinking through the problem and just conversing with it. So I learned that planning that destination first with AI is the sharpest version of the axe. Tip number 6 is use projects to organize your identity. Every single project folder, it holds a different version of you, your brand voice, your goals, your context, and you don't have to keep re-explaining yourself every single conversation. The AI already knows who you are. If you have no idea what this means, go watch my video on how to set up your Claude Cowork. One of the issues you'll run into when using Claude Cowork is that you'll keep having to re-explain your audience and your content pillars at the start of every single conversation. And sometimes it forgets what they were even doing. So that was when I figured out what projects were meant to do. Each project is its own space. Imagine it to be a room. And so it's custom made to fit that person. So in my room, I wanted to have a certain audience. I wanted to have a certain tone in every single conversation. I wanted to know what my content is typically built around. And by having this context layer that's permanent, every single time you have a conversation now, you don't have to bring it up. So you don't have to keep on re-explaining. So tip number 7, watch it reason. Don't just take the answer. So oftentimes, the thinking is often more valuable than output. When you watch AI reason through a problem, you learn how to think about it yourself. That's a skill multiplier. This brings me back to a moment when I was building out my AI short form viral content system. And I was looking through the video clips and I already had my own approach. So I gave AI a broad problem to see how it would solve it. And that's when I was reading through the chat logs, I discovered that it was using something called FFmpeg that goes in and it tells the AI or the computer how to read video files. This is something that I never knew existed, even as like a video editor. This is actually really big. It's how YouTube is made. And so this gave me a brand new solution or a brand new direction that I can take future projects in and not just limit it to this one and this one only. Like it changed the way I thought about solving problems that would be similar to this in the future. So this is where we go from level 2 all the way to level 3. Now you're not just using AI, you're building with it. You're planning before you execute. You're organizing your identity and projects. You're watching it reason instead of just taking the output. This is where AI stops waiting for you and it starts running without you. So level 3 is the infrastructure. Now this is where the unfair advantage almost nobody else is currently in. Now there's a few select people, they're the creators that you watch. So tip number 8 we have is Claude Skills. This is where your AI, it remembers how to work for you. Now Skills, it turns repeated workflows into a one command execution. So you build it once and it keeps running forever. This is where AI, it stops being a tool and it starts being an operator for you. So the very first time I've had experience with this, I was running a team of 6 people and I was spending about 2 to 3 hours every single day just pulling different communication channels. And that's when I'm like, there has to be a better way for me to do this, like to automate this with AI. So I decided to try it out. What if I just had Claude open up all my different messaging apps like Gmail, Discord, and WhatsApp, and then it tells me what has been said. It will prioritize and reorganize all the information in those chats and turn it into a task list for me. And that was the moment where AI stopped being a tool that I just used. It started becoming something that worked for me. So tip number 9 is connectors. Your AI, it talks to your actual tools. So instead of you holding the tools, so right now you have tools such as Gmail, such as Discord, WhatsApp, Notion, Google Calendars. Did you know that you can connect your AI to these real platforms, to these tools? It stops giving you the information and it starts taking action on your behalf. That's what you saw at the beginning of this video, where I had Notion, Gmail, and Google Calendars connected to my AI. And whenever I tell it to do something like book a meeting, put down notes for this video idea, or check my Gmail inbox and draft a message, it can do all of that on my behalf. All I have to do is give it the action or give it the command, and it will go and do those things for me. So I can always be on the move thinking about my next step rather than trying to execute. Tip number 10 is Cowork, the command center that runs your entire operation. So this is level 3 put into practice. Every single systems that you have, every tool that you have, and every single workflow is orchestrated from one place. It runs from one place. This has fundamentally changed how I work. After I put all these together, there was a period I told you earlier where I created that check messages skill. And eventually I built an entire ecosystem around it where after it checks my message, it turns it into task. I was literally spending about 3 hours every single day checking my messages to make sure that all my creators were unblocked and were able to keep continuing on their task. And after I built out this entire system, I did the math and I found that I saved 12.5 hours weekly. All I have to do now is turn on my computer, look at what tasks I have waiting for me, and I can get straight to work. Like I have just completely outsourced that managing process. And that is what level 3 actually looks like. It's not about creating better prompts. It's not about creating a smarter system. This is an entire operating system that runs while you sleep. And if you want to know why getting to level 3 right now matters more than any other moment in the last decade, that's the next video. Peace.